Hi, hello, and welcome. I am definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me pug my way to 2.8k rating on a Retribution Paladin. In today's episode, we're going to try and do a heroic Aberrus raid. This may or may not be impossible because of my 423 item level. In my opinion, that's more than enough to actually do heroic Aberrus, but we'll see how the pug raid leaders feel. So let's get cracking. Before we do any of that, though, we're going to go and check our mailbox. We seem to have some stuff from the auction house. Yes, okay, very good. Let's see if we made some gold. By the way, if you keep coming back to the channel and checking out the videos, and you're not subscribed, please do consider changing that. We sold a beat stick. Somebody out there beating they stick. And we have a couple of gloves that didn't sell. Been struggling to sell these gloves for a while now. Let's see. Yeah, 2.2k rating? Rating? What? 2.2k gold? Of course nobody wants to buy that. We're going to sell them for 1,000. Let's see. And we've run out of things to sell, so we're going to just quickly check for more. And what I'm doing is basically I'm reselling the 379 greens. Yeah, like this one, for instance, that's literally 10 times cheaper than the actual price. How does that actually happen? Well, if we search for an Neltharic blade, you'll see that it was priced basically, the one that I just bought was priced for the price of the 376 item level 1 instead of the 379 item level 1. And that's because when you post things, the game will default to the one that's cheaper, regardless of it being a different item level. So sometimes people just make the mistake, and we capitalize on that mistake. Let's check for armor while we're at it. Oh yes, here we go. There's one of these bad boys, one of these bad boys. Oh yes, I am moister than an oyster. Look at that. Here comes the money. Yeah, okay, we bought a few of these items. That's good. Pick them up. And let's demonstrate the default Blizzard auction house behavior. I'm going to right-click the Neltharic blade. It's going to set it at 387 gold. That's the cheapest Neltharic blade available. But that's 376 item level, and mine is 379, so we're going to post it at this price. Now, why people buy it at that price, I do not have an explanation for you. What I do know is that they do buy it, and that's how I make pretty much all of my gold. Not all of it. I get a chunk out of other stuff that I do. World quests, getting stuff from raids, like the Shadow Flame Essence and stuff like that, but for the most part it's just reselling the greens. Another thing that I could do for gold is if I queue as a tank, I basically get this Draconic Satchel of Cooperation when the Call to Arms event is up, and that Draconic Satchel contains augment runes, and those augment runes, depending on your server and whatnot and the time of week you're selling them, so if you're selling them right after a reset and everyone's going to raid tonight, they're going to sell really well. But anyway, they sell for about, on my server, about 1.7 to 1.9k gold each, and you can get 1 to 4 per satchel. That's a really good way of making gold as well. It just depends on you being able to catch these call to arm events. Call to arms. Multiple. It's not just one arm. They also show up on Raid Finder, but there's none right now. But I also don't have a prod spec set up, so yeah, anyway, that's not what I'm going to be doing right now. We're going to try and find a heroic Aberrus. Heroic Aberrus. Fresh heroic blast. Let's apply to that. There's a fresh Zerg run with a couple of DPS spots left. Oh shit, my game disconnected for some reason. I hope that doesn't start happening during the raid. That would really suck. Okay, we're still queued for this. But if they haven't invited me by now, I don't think they will. Yeah, they now have 20 members, so they're probably not going to invite anyone else. I'll stay queued for it just to not accidentally queue for it again. But here's the fresh Zerg run we wanted to apply for. Applied to that. There's one slot available here. Oh, never mind, that's normal. Fresh 2414, let's give that a shot. Oof, we got instantly declined from that one. That's rough. Yeah, this is going to take a moment, so I'm just going to stop recording until I actually get invited. Yay, we got invited. Looking like a 6-group raid, so there's going to be plenty of loot. Yeah, since I haven't been here yet, I don't have the quest for heroic difficulty. Aw, we missed out on trash. We just got summoned when we were right here. Thank you, though. We're going to help them summon others. It does look like everyone is summoned. Yes, the one hunter is at the entrance. Everyone else is within range. I'm going to switch to my pure single target talents. You can find all of my talents and builds in the description of the video on every video I make. Here we go with heroic Kazzara. We're going to stand close to the pools in case we get Rays of Anguish so that we can immediately kite them into a pool. We did not get it, so we don't have to worry about it. The pools, ideally, you would take further away than this. Somebody just dropped it right on top of the group, which is a problem because it doesn't go away. Ideally, the tanks would move the boss a little bit, but that's okay. Kazzara's hitbox is actually pretty massive, so what you can do is you can stand pretty far away from her and keep auto-attacking her. You can stay close to the pools and keep auto-attacking her, just trying to stay out of the way of anyone who has lasers following them. Here we get away from the Hell Beam. we kited it in, but I was confused whether or not I could kite it in there because there were other people trying to go for that same one. Now I feel bad for taking it immediately, but we were all kind of stacked in the same spot. Kind of an annoying RNG fight. Also very annoying when people drop the Dread Rifts right on top of the boss. Kind of limits the amount of area you have to play in. But she's almost dead, even though we have quite a few dead. And she's going down. Let's get some fragments. Gimme, gimme. We're gonna need roll on the Enduring Dread Plate because that'll set it to off spec. I'm okay with that. I don't feel bad needing it. You have the Infernal Shade Lance. I'm actually going to agree. Do I need roll on that? Because I have a champion tier Ashkender. The difference is 4 item level, but Ashkender's passive actually makes it sim higher. Let's see who else needs it. We're going to take a look at Murfang. He already has a hero tier weapon and a champion tier weapon. Oh, I won it with off-spec. I won the trinket with an off-spec roll. That's really nice. That's for my tanking if I ever decide to do that. Murfang is going to win it if I don't roll. And Wolf J... Let's see if Wolf J has gear. He has a hero tier Ashkender. Fuck that guy. Yeah, we're going to give it to Murfang. We're going to pass on. I mean, give it. We're going to pass on it so Murfang can get it for sure. Okay. Anyway, we're going to switch to our Mythic Plus build. I can't change talents in combat. We're not going to switch to our Mythic Plus build. I wanted to switch because I wanted to help kill trash a little bit better, faster, whatever. But that did not work out because we were in combat. Feel bad about missing out on the trash for a long time because I was looking at who was needing and who was greeting, who was whatnot. Oh, maybe now I can change my... Nope. Execution Sentence is on cooldown. Is it still on a cooldown? It's no longer... Yes, there we go. Very nice. Now we can do AoE damage. I'm looking for the Preservers. Preservers are already low. People are focusing and CCing them. That's good. In trash, whenever there's a Preserver, you go for the Preserver because the Preserver is going to cast Cleansing Fire, and that Cleansing Fire heals everything. And if you don't interrupt it, it's basically you wasted a lot of damage because everything is going to get healed a shit ton. Part of me is hoping that we get a full room pull with Bloodlust. You may notice there's a bit of a difference with my plater. I've changed some things to make it look better. Okay, we have a Preserver here and we have a Preserver on the left. We're gonna go for the one on the left. I put focus target on the other one in case I need to CC it. We're going to use Blinding Light here just to interrupt things. We're gonna interrupt that. We couldn't get the other one. Okay, we can stun the other one. Good, good, good. It worked out. It worked out. I'm just making sure that the Preservers go to shit. We're targeting the old Preserver. The one behind us is still on focus target. Hoping somebody stuns this Iron Guard dude. But we seem to be bloodlusting everything down pretty quickly. We're gonna focus interrupt that. I don't have anything for this guy. Nobody interrupted the Preserver, so we're gonna get a bunch of healing through for the entire group of enemies, but it looks like it doesn't matter through Bloodlust. Okay. I'm underestimating the damage of this group. Oh yeah, for sure. They're blasting the DPS, almost 500k around the board. Or not around the board, across the board. Yeah, I'm definitely underestimating the group. I guess I'm just so used to people kind of struggling their way through Aberrus. No 379 pieces, unfortunately. They're trying to reset. I don't need to go out of the room to reset. I'm just gonna let people run out.
Why are you running?
Okay, so we're all going fire. Hold on, let me switch to pure single target. I always forget to switch specs. Well, almost always forget to switch specs. I feel stupid about that. I did remember this time, though, so all is well. We're asking for a Warlock portal so we can summon the new 2 people. But yes, we have a tank and healer on the left side doing the Essence of Shadow. The rest of the raid group is going to do the Eternal Blaze. And we pulled a little bit premature, but that's fine. I don't have any sort of complicated opener that I really need to do, so I don't mind. I'll grab this small soak. We're Paladin. We can hit most of our abilities from ranged. I am losing auto attacks, but it doesn't matter too much. Doing the big soak. We're going to use our Shield of Vengeance here, and the bosses are about to fuse, so I kind of wasted my second set of cooldowns, but it's not a huge deal because it's not an Avenging Wrath that I used. I'm just going to use some Holy Power generators here, keep auto-attacking so that when the big boy comes out, we can immediately drop all of our stuff on it. We have Bloodlust rolling, we're going to build up some Holy Power, and we're going to drop Execution Sentence and all of our cooldowns on top of its head now. Just making sure that we only use Holy Power abilities when we have Judgment debuff on the enemy. Oh, that person's already soaking, so I don't have to go there. For some reason, they were already positioned over there. That's good. Bloom configuration, we're going to use Divine Protection to reduce the incoming damage because some range are not soaking. We're going to try and move away because this does actually hurt on Heroic. And we're moving back to where we were. I can appreciate that because my Consecration is still over there. We got another set of cooldowns coming in. People are very lazy about taking bombs away from the group. There's one all the way in the back. We're going to use Shield of Vengeance so we can get some protection from, you know, all that damage because we were outranging our healers. I don't have Divine Protection or anything. I'm just going to soak in this and hope for the best. Okay, it wasn't as rough as I thought it might be. We have another set of cooldowns. Bombs on me. I'm going to head over here to try and get away from people. Face the group so that the tornadoes go off to the sides. I think that's how that works. Okay, somebody's getting that soak. Somebody's getting this soak. I don't have to worry. Just use my horse for nothing. People are getting wiped out by the frontal using Divine Protection. We have another set of cooldowns we're going to use. I'm gonna give myself Blessing of Freedom to move a little bit faster. This is a bit messy. I feel like there's some people in here that don't know the tactics, which is fine. I'm just happy I'm here, honestly. As long as we clear, I don't care if people mess up on the mechanics. Okie dokie. Hero tier shoulders. I already have hero tier shoulders, so I'm not going to need on these. I'm going to do transmog roll. This is a hero tier thing for tanking, so I'm going to need roll on it because it's an off-spec roll. Okay, there's a tank needing on it, so I'm not going to get it for sure. This has haste mastery, so we're going to pass. And none of these I can actually need on. Did I actually loot the boss though? Hold on. Yes, it would seem I did. Quickly switch to my Mythic Plus talents so that I do more damage to trash by actually having some AoE. It's going to be annoying as shit here to find the tanks because the tanks aren't marked. We're going to actually cleanse it. The reason I'm looking for the tank is because I want to use my poison cleanse on them because these little guys give stacking poison buff to you. Or debuff, I should say. So it can be pretty scary for the tanks if there's nobody poison cleansing them. They're at 8 stacks. We're going to cleanse them. We can only do it once every 8 seconds. So luckily the stacks aren't going too high. Now they're at 10. We're going to cleanse them again. Just making sure they don't die. Keep it nice and smooth for everyone. And we're just going to walk into that, I guess. I think, a monk just walk into them. I think he teleported. I think he's lagging or something. That's okay, though. 5 stacks. On the tank. I'll cleanse it 5 stacks. Fuck it. I'm just staring at my raid frames and kind of passively pushing my buttons on the trash because it's just trash. But I don't want the tank to die. I won't ever say no to more trash because that just gives me more chances to get loot. Unfortunately, don't actually have blinding light. What I like to do is use blinding light when all of these crawling goos start casting their thing. That way you can protect the group from a bunch of damage. Of course, I'm getting slime ejection. Getting ejected from being able to do damage. I'm going to drop literally all of my cooldowns onto the bubbling slime. I want that thing dead immediately. I fucking hate the bubbling slime. I'm going to use Divine Protection and just stand in the middle of this and hope for the best. Use a health stone as soon as the damage hits to mitigate some of it or recover some of it. So far, so good. I'm not dying. I have to move out now. I don't have any defensives, so I want to make sure I don't get hit by multiple of them, since I'm going to get hit by mine for sure. Of course, I'm going to get hit by it again. I hope I never see another fucking enemy like this. I talk about this every time I do Aberrus. I fucking hate the bubbling slime. It's such a pain in the ass NPC design. I really hate it, because you're basically forced to move out. If it put the thing on like 2 people or 3 people, I would understand, but it puts it on such a huge number of people. It's ridiculous. Anyway, rant over. We are going to switch to our pure single target build. Or maybe I should switch to my Cleave build, actually, because there are... Yeah, I think I'm going to switch to my Cleave build because there's ads on Heroic, I think, and then you have to clear out the ads. So I'm going to switch to my Cleave build just to have some sort of AoE. I guess we're resetting. I'm going to try and summon during the reset, I guess. Hopefully that works. So this boss, you kind of want to hold your 2-minute cooldowns and not use them on the first guy. I only have 1-minute cooldowns as a paladin, so I don't really give a shit about that. The reason you do that is because most groups will try to spend Bloodlust on the second boss, because the second boss is the most dangerous. I'm gonna give this guy Blessing of Protection there. Oh, he used his turtle as a hunter, so I probably wasted my Blessing of Protection there, but it's okay. But yeah, you want to save your 2-minute cooldowns, because the first boss doesn't usually last long enough to get your 2-minute cooldowns back up by the time the second boss comes out, and you want to make sure you use your 2-minute cooldowns during the Bloodlust, which is usually used on the second boss, like I mentioned. I'm going to hold my cooldowns now. I'm not going to use them on this guy. I'm going to hold them for the second boss. Then we have them for the Bloodlust. I'm going to do some off healing while we wait. Okay, and we drop all our cooldowns because Bloodlust is rolling, so here we go. Switching to the ad to make sure we kill the ad, so that the ad is not up during his volatile eruption, which is starting now. You don't want an ad up during the volatile eruption because it increases the damage being done to the raid significantly. There's another ad. We're just going to cleave it because it's right next to all of the other melee, so they will also probably be hitting it. Boss is going down here in a second, and then we're going to save our cooldowns for the next boss. Just trying to not stand on top of other stuff. There we go. I have 6 unstable essences. There's an erratic essence in the back. Erratic remnant, whatever you want to call it. I got the spelled here. Kind of need somebody's help to kill these because they're going to keep doing AoE damage to the group. Good thing I have my Cleave build. Okay, I guess I'm the only one dealing damage to these guys. I'm going to use my cooldowns on these guys then. Okay, I can't actually cleave them. They're just far enough apart where I can't actually hit both of them, so we're going to have to finish off this one. Kind of wasting some of my cooldowns here, but I want to take care of this for the group. Okay, somebody finally realized that there is ads in the back. Okay, 1 ad down, and we can use the next set of cooldowns on the boss. Boss boss is already at 30%. They're just blasting the bejesus out of this guy. Holy shit. Yeah, we have some really, really good DPS in the group. A couple of Augment Evokers as well. Doing great. I'm going to bubble and continue DPSing the Erratic Essence. Never mind, the boss is dead. We have Haste Mastery. I have crit haste ones, so we're going to just transmog roll on that. Venerated Mixing Fluid, however, I will take because I don't have hero tier gloves. I have champion tier gloves, so we're going to need roll on that. This is a shield, so I'm going to need roll for off spec. Plenty of loot, but the most important thing is these Wyrm's Shadow Flame crest fragments. So far, it looks like I might be getting the tier piece, actually. Holy shit. That guy's floating in the air. Look at that. Look at him. Look, what the fuck? Oh, it's Murfang. The guy we passed so he could get the Shade Lance. He hasn't equipped it yet because he hasn't had a chance to upgrade it, but yeah. Yay, we got the mixing fluid. That means we get better gloves. I'm going to immediately use it because I get 431 and my current ones are 424. Nice, we got glove upgrade. And we are going to use the transmog thingy thing because we got to stay naked. Staying naked increases your damage by 10%. This is a simple fact of life. There is no point in debating me on this. Switching back to our Mythic Plus build because we're going to do Zaqali next, so may as well just use a full AoE build. We're also going to quickly just switch this to Blinding Light just for the raid. For Mythic Plus, I actually do want Repentance because it's incorporeal weak. We are now also 424 item level. We have a ready check. Guess that's for checking who's AFK, who isn't. Okay, we pulled the Preserver over there. I'm going to be tunneling the Preserver as per usual. Don't really care about anything else. I'm going to bubble because there's a lot of AoE damage going through. And not everyone is participating in the fight, so we might have some healers who are not actually participating. We're going to Blinding Light because there's a bunch of cast bars, and the Cleansing Fire was also going through, so we want to make sure that doesn't get cast because that's a lot of healing going out to the enemies. Use Divine Protection. I'm just going to step away for a little bit so that I don't get my ass kicked. I think I just body pulled. Might have been somebody else, but I think I may have done it. It's my bad, but oh well, that's just more trash, isn't it? I'm gonna interrupt that. Don't have anything to deal with that. I'm gonna look at the Devastator, try and kick some of that Living Flame. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did make some changes to my plater. I do have a new version of my plater profile up on the RIO links in my Discord, and the link to my Discord is in the description of the video. You can find all of my add-ons, my WeakAuras, everything I use over there in one of the channels. So if you like something on the UI, you can grab it from there. I put focus on one of the preservers, and I'm directly targeting the other one. We're going to focus interrupt the one we have focused, and we're going to stun the one that we're targeting directly. Focus interrupt and stun. No heals being cast here. This is a no heal zone for enemies. We have so much damage that it kind of doesn't matter if they heal or not. I'm just going to stand over here, get knocked back into the wall so I don't have to stop auto attacking. But yeah, we have so much damage that it doesn't even matter if they get their heals off or not, but I'd prefer it if they didn't. I'm just traumatized by LFR and normal raids where people kind of neglect that, so you can actually end up wiping to trash because people are kind of just slacking off, or they don't know. Could also be that they don't know, which is fine. Normal is pretty chill content. LFR is the story mode, basically. Gonna interrupt this when it starts casting, just so it keeps moving and stays in melee range and cleave range for all the other ones. Oh, I got hit by a frontal. I didn't realize there were skull crushers over there. I'm gonna go step on this side of them. I don't mind if I don't hit the bird. I just don't want to get hit by those frontals again. I'm gonna get my ass kicked too hard. Might not survive at that time. Now we got an Elemental Splinter for alchemy. Don't mind if I do. Gonna make sure that we kill the Lavamancer first, because he does the whole group-wide AoE debuff dot thing that needs to get mass dispelled because it's pretty painful. Yeah, the Molten Rain, there it is. I'm not going to use my cooldowns on him because he's already casted and he's not going to get another cast through, but if there's another one in this group... What is up with my platers? Like, the plates aren't stacking properly. We do have a Shadow Priest, or no, a Healer Priest that is not mass dispelling, I guess. You know, people don't really care about trash mechanics, so I respect that. We go over there, make sure that we stand behind the tank. I don't know who the tank is, so I'm not actually certain where to stand. I tried to interrupt there. It looks like I failed my interrupt. Like I interrupted something that wasn't casting anything, or I hit a target that wasn't casting anything with my interrupt, so I whiffed it. Need to get better about that. Need to get better about my mouse dexterity in general. Gonna interrupt that with a stun. Gonna interrupt these with a blinding light. Just keep them nice and still. If you keep CCing them, you can just stand there indefinitely. There we go, that's the trash for Zaqali. Looks like we're doing a quick reset. Okay, we're gonna switch to our Cleave build so that we can focus the boss better. And basically, the raid lead wants everyone except for him to go on the other side and focus the boss so that we get to phase 2 as quickly as possible, which is gripping up at the door. He's going to solo tank everything over here. I did that on my druid as well. It usually didn't work out because people kind of just padded their DPS on all the ads. So we'll see how that works. People using the ping system, spam in the chat. I still don't know what the keybind for the ping system is. I just don't care about it enough. All right, with Bloodlusting at the start, that makes sense. We're trying to burst him into the next phase. Trying to get as many hits in while we run past him this way. Very good. Movement speed. We're going to focus down the Mystic Shield, and then as soon as the boss is here, we're just going to switch to the boss with all our cooldowns again. We have to get the boss down to 25%, otherwise he's going to jump to the other platform. If he jumps to the other platform, we're going to have some issues. Interrupt that. Here comes Cagney. We're going to hard switch to Cagney now that the Mystic Shield is gone. I don't care about the rest of the trash or the rest of the enemies here. I just care about Cagney. The group did finish the enemies off very, very quickly, so we don't have to worry about them at all. People will actually single target the boss now. That's amazing. There's the first slam. When he does the second slam, he will go away. I'm not going to bother grabbing the stones. Fuck it, I'll grab a stone. It's against my nature to not do the mechanic. I'm going to use the stone here, even though it's probably not even the best thing to do. He's at 25% now, so he's going to run to the middle. We're good. Hopefully we have anti-heal on him, because that way he won't heal as much from grabbing this. We're going to drop another set of cooldowns on him, or our half cooldowns. I don't know which group is supposed to soak first, so I'm going to take a look at how many people actually go there to soak. We need to spread. I'm going to stand on this side of the boss so that there's nobody else on top of me. I'm going to use our Shield of Vengeance here just to try and survive. I don't see many people soaking, so I'm going to go in and soak, try and help the group survive. I'm going to go in and soak with my bubble next time, point the volcanic shield away from people. I'm actually just, I'm not going to be able to bubble because I had to lay on hands there. But we have so much damage that we're maybe able to survive this. Not many people soaking. We're going to move out. Oof, I should have given Blessing of Protection to someone who was soaking. Hopefully we survive. Okay. Enough people survive to do 5 million damage, hopefully. All the decked out people are kind of dealing with it, but we have a battle res available. Okay, we killed it. We killed it anyway. This is a hero tier grapnel. I'm gonna need on that. A hero tier belt. We're gonna, it's crit haste, but we'll need on it because strength is better than secondaries. What the hell? I'm just getting everything. Never mind. I got outrolled on the grapnel. But the belt I might get? All I care about is the Wyrm Shadow Flame crest fragments, honestly, so this is fine. Okay, we managed to do the proper reset. I freaked out for a second, Jesus. We do lose a bit of versatility here, but it is just a little bit of versatility, so we're going to equip that belt, get a bit more item level and a bit more strength. I'm going to use the Transmog toy because, as I said, you have to remain naked. Otherwise, you just don't get the 10% damage buff. I'm getting summoned, but I'm already here. I guess they summoned me because I was out of range. I was standing over there. So they thought I wasn't in the raid. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. People are very considerate. I oftentimes just sing random shit to myself while I'm waiting for stuff. Obviously, I edit that out. But this time I'm going to keep it in, just so you can see how fucking weird I am. I guess everyone's starting on that side, so we're just going to go over here. Oh, we're still summoning people. I mean, inviting people that aren't in the raid yet. Help the raid lead. Never mind if somebody's already helping him. Good. So I have a thing called echolalia, where you repeat sounds you think are interesting or cool or fun. Gotta go help the tank again, or the raid lead. Well, he's both, so I'm not wrong in saying tank. But yeah, like I said, I have echolalia. I don't think it's a purely autistic trait, but it is a trait common to autistic people. So your boy be making noises that make him think, woo. Another noise that I do is a droplet sound. Yes, that was my mouth. Well, my mouth, and I like kind of tap the side of my mouth to make that sound. Anyway, I loved doing that in college. There was one guy who always thought he was getting a notification on his phone because he has a similar noise. I'm going to randomly do that in videos now, just to annoy people. Right, getting ready with the Rashok. Did I switch to my single target? I did switch to single target this time. Yay! I can actually try and focus this time and see how well I do in DPS. Shield of Vengeance for the soak. Now that I'm doing a heroic raid, I'm not too worried about people knowing the mechanics, although that person's kind of questionable. What the hell? He almost made him go into the middle. Okay, that explains things. There are definitely people who don't know the mechanics in the group. We're going to use Divine Protection here because we don't have the shield. Big soak. Range is not going to be in it, so we're going to use a Shield of Vengeance. Lay on hands to that one poor mage who went to soak. It's on me. I'm going to try and take it far away like this. This is the first time that I've had it on me since I started playing the Paladin, and I've done this at least 4 times, so that's fun. I think most people were in that soak. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh. Okay, I was really close to getting stacked. That would have been a wipe 100% if it had stacked. We don't have a battle res available. I tried to battle res a healer. Boss is almost dead though. I don't know. I'm freaking out. We only have one person dead and the boss is basically dead, so no biggie. I think I just stood in some shit. I'll use a health stone. I don't want to die here. Are you kidding me? We're gonna get legs too? Well, I might get legs. I shouldn't get too excited, but yeah, nice. We have a chance to get legs. A 20 roll. What? And it's so far the only one. The conduit, that's an intellect weapon. We're going to transmog roll that. Greed. Yeah, let's see if we get anything. What I'm really here for, again, is the Wyrm's Shadow Flame crest fragments, because I need a lot of those. Wow, people are just passing on this, huh? Yeah, people really are passing on. That's so cool, dude. Usually people need roll on anything they can need roll on, so it's really nice and refreshing to see that they're not completely greedy. We almost got wiped out there. These guys kind of hurt if you stand in all of their channels. We're going to try and interrupt one when they cast it next. They do recast it if you interrupt it when they're already casting it. Wow, we really did win it. If you're interrupted when they're already casting it, that's... sorry, my brain is just overloaded right now because I got excited about the thing. If you interrupt those guys when they're starting to cast it, they will just recast it. But if they finish the cast and start channeling it, when you interrupt the channel, they won't recast it. You fully interrupted it and it's on cooldown. Pro tip. So if you have like an AoE CC, like a Blinding Light, I didn't have it there because I'm in my single target spec right now. But if you do have something like that, you can interrupt all of it by making sure you use it during the channel and not during the cast. Okay, we're still on our pure single target spec, so I don't have to change that for this. We're going to use the cooling fluid because it's a 431 item level item and my legs are 424. Ooh, good thing I didn't equip that. The Transmogrifier is still on cooldown. That would have been embarrassing. I would have been wearing pants. Who wears pants? Ew. All right, we're going to equip them now. Quickly. Transmog. Oh, they're not even pants. They're a skirt. Okay, a skirt is a lot better than pants, but still. Nice, we got a new health stone because we've used up the old one. I'm usually really bad about using my health stone, but this time around I seem to be popping them quite a bit. That's good. Means I'm improving at something. All right, another fight where we go balls to the walls right from the beginning. I love it. Make sure I don't stand in the new traps. The tanks are moving it accordingly. Okay, I have unstable embers. We're going to use friendly nameplates to make sure I'm not standing on top of anyone. I'm standing all the way behind here. I will also try to make sure I use my Shield of Vengeance to pick up this little bomb here. Very nice. There's another bomb back there. Somebody's heading towards it. We're trying to get away from this person with Ember. Are there any other bombs? I don't see any other bombs. Very good. I'm going to stand in this. The traps are coming out. We're just going to make sure we move out of that. There's people with Embers standing on top of other people. Not a big fan of that, but we're going to switch over to the Golems now. Actually going to use cooldowns on this Golem. We're going to stun him. I can't do much about the other one. We're going to try and get out of the big AoE. There's a bomb over there. We really have to go activate that bomb by ourselves. We're going to use our immunity here. We're going to grab one of these. Okay, I got knocked back. I'm going to look to interrupt this one so we don't get more bombs. This is a bit hectic because now it's showing that people don't actually know the tactics. We're going to grab this and grab the next one. We can remove more bombs over here. We're going to use Divine Protection here to reduce the damage we take from this bomb. We're a plate wearer, so we want to take care of the bombs because that way we take less damage because the bombs do physical damage. Trying to avoid the people with Ember. Saving my thing right now to remove traps as we need to rather than just in advance because there's none on the middle of the room. There is one over there, but if we need to go there, I'll clear it and that's fine. I have Blessing of Protection. I don't actually need it. I can use Shield of Vengeance. This guy has Turtle, so he's going to use the Turtle. That's fine. I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to stun this right away so that it stays close enough to people for them to melee and whatnot without having to worry about the big explosion. We have a trap going off right here. We're going to use our trap remover on that. I tried to. It got interrupted by the knockback. We're going to activate it again. Last golem just went down. We're going to click it to take the thing. I have Blessing of Protection. I'm going to take all three of these. People should let me take all three of these. Blessing of Protection makes you immune to physical damage, so the bombs don't do anything. We cleared all three bombs with one Blessing of Protection. That was perfect. Couldn't ask for a better use of it. Okay, there's another trap that's going to go off in the middle here. I'm just trying to remove it immediately. There we go, I managed to. This one's a bit hectic. Looking for the bombs. I don't see any more bombs. There's one right next to the tanks. The tanks should grab those. Very good, they did. One got grabbed in the back by somebody else. I'm going to move slightly away because I have Ember on me. Use friendly nameplates to make sure there's nobody standing on top of me. Move away from the trap that's activating. We have big AoE coming through. Just tunneling the boss for a little bit. Got knocked back into that because I wasn't paying attention. Now I have to go use Divine Protection here. I'm going to take one bomb, wait for the dot to wear off, and then I'll take the next bomb, use a health stone here. I should have interrupted that. I was just focusing on surviving, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to. We're going to take the next bomb because our dot wore off. We need to get rid of these bombs in the middle. I'm walking over people with the Ember thing, unfortunately. I'm just trying to remove some of these bombs now. I'm focusing on the mechanics right now. Bomb's about to blow because nobody's stepping onto it. Moon Lady stepped on it. Good. Good job, Moon Lady. I don't have anything left to use. Okay, the Hunter used his immunity to step on that one. I'm going to step on this one because I'm a plate wearer, just so I take less damage. I'm going to lay on hands to that mage because he's doing the most damage in the raid group. I'm going to make sure he stays alive. We have a trap in the middle of the room. Hopefully someone deactivates it because we're going to have to travel across that. Actually, boss is dead. Why am I freaking out? Okay, we managed to do it. It was a bit rough. I wasn't sure what to really focus on there, but oh well. This is Haste, Mastery, Avoidance. I'm going to pass on that, even though it has Avoidance, because it has Mastery, and my belt has Crit and Haste, so we're just going to Transmog roll on it. Greed, and this is a tank thing, so we're going to need roll on it, but it's a need roll off spec, in case tanks need it, so they can get it with higher priority. Ooh, that was a hell of a fight. I did have quite a few mistakes there. I got knocked back into the lava once. Not the lava, the trap or whatever. Oh, and I got the off-spec thing. Definitely working on my off-spec quite a bit this raid. We got a trinket and a one-hander. Pretty good. But yeah, I got knocked back into the trap, and one time I just didn't interrupt Golem when I could have, so he activated an extra trap. That was definitely a derp out moment. Okay, we did a quick reset. That's wonderful because I had to use my bubble because I fucked up on the trash. I'm curious to see how this is going to go when we get hit by all the absorbs and whatnots, because the healers have kind of been struggling to keep us alive. It looks like we're stacking on blue and the tanks are going to tank it on red. Yeah, tanking red, stacking blue, says the raid lead. Okay, so all the DPS just stands on blue. One thing I like doing when I raid lead is I will put another marker like over here or over here, so people know where to move if they're standing here for the stack and the breath comes at them. That way people can just coordinate and they move to that marker or to this marker. Only one of them should be there, because that way people know exactly where they need to move, and you get to keep all three of the pools at the same spot. I asked the raid lead if we were moving left on breath or not, but he didn't reply. So I'm just going to move left, I guess. Or I'll try to follow people where they move. I don't know. I never did check what DPS I did on Rashok, where I actually managed to focus a bit. 87k, that's not bad. Some of that is the buffs from the evokers though, so I shouldn't take it too seriously. Oh, only 57k on what's his face. This is Karn because I was running around trying to do the bombs and shit. That's funny. Let's see how much we do on Magmorax, where I will probably also be running around a lot to try and do the soaks. It's just in my nature to go do the mechanic. I can't just sit there and ignore it and hope somebody else gets it. I think that does bring some value to my raid groups. Sometimes more than the DPS I could be doing. If I could do both the high DPS and the mechanics, that would be super fucking cool. But I'm just not good enough of a player to do that. Popping all our cooldowns right away. There's one over here that people are ignoring. Come on, people. You were standing right next to it, Hunter. You're a dick. Okay, there's people in a heroic raid. They're leading the pulls away. Yeah, this is embarrassing. Oh, well. I'm gonna go try and soak this, I guess. I'm gonna use Shield of Vengeance. Yeah, I just died because there's too many stacks on me from soaking or something. I don't even know, man. Yeah, incinerated because I got 25 stacks, 3.2 million damage. The worst thing is, though, the raid is still probably going to kill this, so I'm just going to have to sit here and watch them kill it. It was probably a mistake to go soak the pool that somebody left. Look, it's the same guy just leading the pool. It's the same guy who didn't move into the soak. He's just running away. No wonder we're struggling on some of the boss fights. There's a bunch of people that just don't know any of the mechanics. On a normal fight, I wouldn't give a fuck. This would be fine. I don't care. But in heroic raid, come on. At least look at the dungeon journal and try to understand what the abilities do. You don't have to go watching guides and shit. Again, look at this. People not soaking. This guy's just standing here beating the shit out of the boss. Yeah, I said the raid group is gonna kill it anyway. I don't know, man. I'm looking at these health bars. They're not looking too great. Do we even have 4 healers? We have 4 healers and 18 DPS. No wonder we're struggling to stay alive. We need a 5th healer. Anyway, that's enough ranting about this. I'm just gonna sit until they kill it or they wipe. Look at this shit show. Is this group about to wipe on Magmorax? I mean, 10%. I don't think they're gonna wipe, but holy fuck. I don't think this group is gonna kill Echo or Sarkareth. Are they actually about to wipe on Magmorax? 5%? Oh yeah, they're about to wipe on Magmorax. Our tank is staying for the hero play. Rayleigh is trying to solo 8 million health. Well, now 7 million. Now he's about to... Yeah, he got fucked up. Out of all the bosses, this really isn't the one where I expected to die. He got killed again because the fucking boss got pulled when somebody jumped down. Holy shit. Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting repair bill. I'll sell some of this crap that I don't need to make up for all these deaths. I just realized that this 424 piece might actually be better because of the strength that I have on it from the enchant. I'm just going to put that on until I'm done with the raid and I can enchant these new pants that I have. We're going to give this another attempt. I'm not optimistic because we have more DPS than we have healers to account for. We have 4 healers and we have 22 DPS. Usually you want to go 2, 4, 14, 2, 5, 18, stuff like that, so that you you know, a bunch of full groups, and, you know, for each group you kind of want a healer. Now we have way more DPS than we have healers to account for, so it might be rough. That could actually explain why we've been struggling with heals throughout the entire raid. Anyway, let's go give this another shot. We're stacking on Skull, hoping that people actually do stack with us here in this attempt. Using Shield of Vengeance here to absorb some of that incoming damage. Another set of pools. So far, 2 sets of pools have been soaked. We're using Divine Protection here to mitigate some of that damage. I'm not going to go soak this because I already have a stack of the soak debuff. I want to keep stacking that or refreshing that. Move out of the breath. It sucks that I have to take this fight so seriously, because usually this is a straight up loot pinata. You just kind of sit there, beat the shit out of it until you get your loot. There were enough people fucking up and just slacking off in the first pull that we had to actually focus for the second pull. Poor healer went down. Go soak the pool that's underneath them. Could have bubbled that, but I'm gonna try and save my bubble for when I need to go soak something and I'm low on HP or something. I'm gonna use a health stone here because I'm getting low. There's Igniting Roar coming through. I can go soak, actually. I'm gonna go soak one with a bubble because I'm low. Divine Protection here. I'm gonna try and... I don't know if I'm gonna survive this. Yeah, we just don't have enough healers. I don't know why the tank isn't... or the raid lead isn't inviting healers to the group. Use another set of cooldowns here. We're hoping to DPS this boss down now before it kills us. Basically, it's a race against getting killed. Like every boss for the most part, but this is definitely feeling a lot more intense than usual because we're just struggling so hard because we don't have enough healers. We're going to... Why is nobody battle resing this healer? Hopefully he doesn't take it and get insta-gibbed by the fucking soak. Okay, good, he didn't. I'm gonna go soak this because I don't know if anyone else will. I'm going to lay on hands myself. There's a breath coming in. Gotta move out of that. Use another set of cooldowns. Divine Protection to help with the damage from the pools. There's another roar. I'm gonna... Blessing of... I've failed to use it on time. That's derpy. So I did get knocked back, but you can use Blessing of Protection to help yourself survive that. Or not get knocked back. Okay, we killed it. Jesus Christ. We're gonna transmog roll for these because they're intellect. This is a headpiece. Hero tier. We have a champion tier. We're going to need on that. This has a bit of versatility and a lot of mastery with avoidance. We're going to greed on that because the versatility is offset immediately by the massive amount of mastery that it has. Mastery really sucks. I don't know what this raid's Echo of Niltharion is going to look like because holy shit, man. That was rough on Magmorax. I don't know how they're going to do Echo, but let's find out, I guess. I don't want to sit and not get invited for Echo because I'm not at 440 item level because that's what people want for Echo for some reason. Lots of people leaving the raid probably because they saw how the Magmorax was going. And I got another fucking tier piece, dude. Raids have been very fucking generous to me. Holy shit. I'm going to immediately generate that and we'll replace the one that we're wearing. There's nothing I can lose, really. That's a 10 item level increase right there. We're going to use the transmog toy. Gotta make sure I get naked ASAP. There we go. We're back to being naked. We good. Oh, the raid leader also left, so we're definitely not doing this. Yeah, I'm leaving. Thank you for the raid, I guess. I'm going to go join a different group, or at least try to, for Echo and Sarkareth. I'm going to stay here until I get teleported out by this, and I have 425 item level now, so we're going to change that over here in the little thing in the overlay. There we go, 425. I guess I need to go enchant these pants, so I should... Yeah, I'm going to Hearthstone, and I'll just fly to the next raid if I get invited to one. Yeah, that Magmorax was rough, man. That was a morale crusher. Not even a... It didn't hurt morale, it just straight up killed it. I didn't feel like even staying in that raid. The raid lead left. He was like, fuck this. But a good thing is that we got a bunch of Wyrm's Shadowflame crest fragments. We have a 73, so 45 is enough to make 3 crests, which is what we need to craft an item. I'm debating whether I should craft another ring or a necklace. I think a ring, because that way I also get a socket. But yeah, we're going to go and buy Fierce Leg Armor. I'm going to look up Fierce Armor Kit. Yes, we're going to buy one, 1.4k. Remember the days of them being a lot more expensive. And we're going to apply that to our new hero tier legs. Hell yeah. Nice. They're already transmogged because I wore them for a bit because I didn't realize that they were worse than the champion tier legs with the enchant. But now they're better. But yeah, I'll take this opportunity to show you how to actually craft an item because there was actually someone who said that it might be super useful for new and returning players. So to craft an item, you need a Spark of Shadowflame. If you have just the Spark of Shadowflame, you can craft an item at 424 item level at rank 5. The ranks go 1 to 5. So if you have a rank 5 one, you're going to get an item that's 424 item level. If you get a rank 1 item, I think it's 411 item level, right? Yeah, it says in the description of the item, so the crafting quality is 411 to 424. The way you increase that is by adding these optional reagents called Enchanted Crests. Enchanted Wyrm's Shadowflame Crest lets you craft it from 424 to 437, and the Aspect one lets you go from 434 to 447. It takes 3 Wyrm Crests to make an Enchanted Wyrm Crest, and it takes 4 Aspect Crests to craft an Enchanted Aspect Crest. We're going to go ahead and craft one of these Aspect Crests. We already did this in a previous episode, but I didn't record it. I didn't show how to do it. I just kind of glossed over it. Okay, I went and I bought all of the mats. Actually, I haven't crafted the damn crests. Hold on. 1, 2, 3 of them. There we go. Now we have all the mats. So to create your first work order, what you're going to do is you're going to go into trade chat, and let me actually show you the chat because I usually have it hidden because people sometimes say very nasty shit. You're going to go to trade chat. You're going to say LF and you're going to link the item crafter. So I'm looking for Enchanted Wyrm's Shadow Flame Crest crafter, and you can offer a tip or you can just say you're looking for one and then people will tell you how much they want for it. I usually offer a tip of 1k for the crest. That way people instantly whisper you and just want it crafted. It doesn't cost the crafter anything to do this other than a very small amount of time. But if you offer them 1k, which is not a lot of gold in these days, they will almost immediately whisper you. So I'm going to say that. You don't see it here because I have a separate window for trade chat because look, all of this spam, I don't want to look at that. There we go. Somebody's already whispered me. He said, ord to Spechal Spell. So we're going to send it to Spechal Spell. I'm assuming that's their alt. 1, 2, 3. That's 1,000 gold. We're going to place the order and I'm going to tell them that I sent it, because they said, let me know if you place it. Then we're going to wait for them to grab the order. Somebody else has whispered me, asking me if I still need it. I'm going to say, no, I found someone and apologize. I mean, apologize, just be courteous. It's nice to let people know that you found a crafter. You sometimes get whispered by like 5 different people. So it's nice to let them know that you found someone else so that they're not sitting there waiting for you to reply. It's always nice to be considerate of other people's time. Here in general chat now, it says a crafter has fulfilled your order. That means you can go and check the mailbox. There you go. Spent 1,000 gold for that, but we got it pretty much instantly. Now that we have the crest, we actually have to look up, I don't need this ring anymore, so I'm going to unfavorite it. But now that we have the crest, we can actually go look up the finger that we want to craft. Not the finger, the ring. It's a finger slot. Hey, yo, craft me that finger. Since we already have a Signet of Titanic Insight and it's unique equipped, we have to go for a ring-bound hourglass. We're going to track this recipe and we're going to favorite it so we can quickly find it. When you track something, it shows up here in the quest tracker. We're going to close this chat window. I don't need that anymore. When it's in the quest tracker, you can quickly check which items you need. You can click it. It'll show you this, and then you can shift click these while the auction house is open and it'll automatically search for those. So we need 2 shimmering clasps. Whenever you craft, you want to grab rank 3 materials unless your crafter says otherwise. We need an unlimited diamond. We're going to buy one of those. Elemental harmony and 3 silken gem dust. There we go. Oh, before I forget, you can also add missives. Missives are very, very important because they let you pick your stats. We want haste versatility, so we're going to look for the one that's haste versatility. That's Missive of the Aurora. And we're going to go to the auction house. I'm going to actually go for Missive of the Aurora. We're going to buy one. This lets you pre-pick your stats, and otherwise you're going to get random stats, and you don't really want that because you get 2 stats that are really, really shit for you, and then you're kind of stuck with a really shitty item, especially rings because they don't give main stat. So it's very important that they give you the correct secondary stats. But for any item, you want the best stats you can get. Okay, so now we go to the ring-bound hourglass. We add our spark. All the mats are already here. If you have a bunch of these mats, but they're lower quality, you can check use best quality reagents down here, and then it's going to force it to use the best quality ones that you have, obviously. We're going to add the first optional reagent, which is the Draconic Missive of the Aurora. That'll guarantee that we get our stats that we want. And we're going to add the Wyrm's Shadow Flame Crest. We're going to set the minimum quality to 5, and then we have an item right here that's going to be created from this work order. If you set the minimum quality to something else like 2-star, it's going to show you the 2-star item. And if you remove this, it's going to show you random stats. So if you want to make sure you link the right thing that you want to make, you can just preset these, and then when you link the item, it's going to show the crafters exactly what you want. So now we're going to go back into trade chat. We're going to say looking for, shift click this. I usually say 437 in brackets. They can see that it's a 5-star, but they can't tell if it's a 424, 437, or 447. So I just put in brackets 437, and I also add no embellishment, because that way they know that it's easier to craft, because embellishments make things harder or easier to craft. I'm not going to talk about embellishments. Embellishments basically add extra stuff. I actually can't even add embellishments to this, so I'm not going to add that here. I didn't realize that. Whoopsie daisy. But you get the idea. If it was another item that couldn't be embellished, you would point out that there is no embellishment so that people know what they're getting into when they whisper you. They can, of course, always just click the item, but if you can save them that click, they're more likely to actually whisper you. Anyway, I'm going to put 437 in brackets, and I'm going to say /whisper commission. That way they will whisper you with the price they want for you to send them here when you send the work order. Again, you don't see it in my chat because I have it here separated in a different window because I don't want to see all that spam. This person's whispering me. He says 2K. That's amazing. That's really, really cheap. I asked them if I should set 4-star minimum or if 5-star is okay. They say 4-star. So what does that mean? Basically, we're going to set it to 4-star because they're going to recraft it until they get a a 5-star proc because they have let's say 40%. Most crafters have more than 40%, but let's say they have 42. Yeah, they say they have 42% inspiration. And what that means is they have a 42% chance to get inspired when crafting, which means they get higher skill, which means they can craft this at a higher item level, at a higher quality. So we're going to set a 4-star minimum requirement, and they're going to recraft it until we get the 5-star, and then we're going to get that back from them. And I'm going to send them 2,000 gold because that's what they asked for. I'm actually going to send them 3,000 gold. I like giving tips. And I'm going to say thanks in the node crafter thingy thing. Anyway, we're going to place that order to Bloody Rune. You can copy character names by right-clicking on them in chat, and then you can paste them in here. So that's what I did. And we're going to place that order. Somebody else whispered me. Yeah, I told that other person that whispered me that I found someone, and I actually found someone for quite a bit cheaper. There we go. Somebody fulfilled my order for the Ringbound Hourglass, rank 5. That's great. They were amazing. They were really, really cheap. But yeah, the reason sometimes it's a lot cheaper, like some people will ask you for like ridiculous prices, like 13K, and then they'll recraft it for you until you get it. And other people will craft it for like 2K, like this person. The reason it's like that is because people need to spend metal to guarantee a high rank, and metal can sometimes be hard to get. That's the only reason I can think of. If it's not that, then it's just greed. So just keep looking until you find someone who gives you an affordable price. Or if you have a shit ton of gold, then who cares? You just pay them and you get your stuff. But for 447 gear, which is the highest possible gear that you can get, when an item has an embellishment and 447 item level from the Aspects crest, you're going to have to rely on recrafts because the person cannot guarantee you a rank 5 from my understanding. Maybe some items can be, but most items people will just ask you to send it in with no quality requirement or a 4 rank quality requirement, and then they'll recraft it until they get you the rank 5 item. And now that I've done this explanation, I realize that this took a lot longer than I expected it to, so this is probably going to be the end of the video. And we're going to finish the Aberrus run in another video. We're just quickly going to grab a Versatility enchant, Devotion of Versatility for our ring, and we're going to grab an Energized Ephemeral. It's going to type in YS because there's not much else you can find if you type that in. The reason I'm buying those is because obviously we have a new ring, we want to enchant it and all the good stuff, put a socket in it. You'll oftentimes see people craft rings because when you craft a ring at rank 5, it's going to have a socket guaranteed. So that way you don't have to spend your volcanic sculptors to add sockets to an item. And we're going to equip it. There we go. Now we replaced a 415 ring with crit versatility with a 437 ring with haste versatility and a socket. So that's pretty good. And now we're at 426 item level. And we're going to hide chat again because I just realized I didn't hide it. So I do have another Wyrm's Shadow Flame crest, but I'm not going to use it. I was going to use it on my Ashkander, but I might get one when I go do Echo in the next episode. So I'm just going to hold off until then. Yes, that's it for this episode. Hopefully, if you're a new or returning player, you'll learn something new or just had a good time goofing around with me. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and let me know what you liked about it. In the next episode, we're going to try and do Echo of Neltharion and Sarkareth on Heroic Aberrus. Hopefully we get invited with 426 item level. I find it unlikely, but still possible. And if nothing else, we'll just do some Mythic Plus. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.